Well, here we are. We've been putting old Green to work here, hauling gravel on our trail again. But you know, we got that one back if you've been following along. But we added something new. We took the brand new one back in and we made a decision to do an upgrade. Winter's coming. I'm sure some of you already seen the last video and kind of know what it is. At the end of that video I kind of showed what we put on, and we went up and tested it back at the land here, and we have these set of all-terrain tracks, and I do like them. There's pros and cons, stuff I hadn't noticed on the other videos that I've been looking at these for about 2 years. I think I was going to actually put them on old Green back there. And it's, I don't know, like I said, there's pros and cons. If you look closely on the, I'm going to call it the lug size, like you would on a snow machine, they're not as, the paddles aren't as, or lugs there, aren't as deep on the all-terrain, i.e. they're not going to be as good in deep snow. But I can use them going through the mud and the muck, as you see, we have been. It's a nice, I really like this setup, I really do. I don't like the money that had to be laid out, but I figured this is probably going to be the last one I'm going to do. And it's got it all. I mean, you know, it's got the radio with the antenna, and it's got the bird wants to get in the video here. But we have the, you know, the lights and halogen light or LED lights there for driving. It makes a huge difference going through the woods and stuff, going up and down hills. Can't one thing I'd ever do, and that's I'd do the lights. It's got the fast retrievable winch with a wireless remote. It's not corded. I guess that's been out for a few years. We never had it. That's so nice to have that in your pocket, and just haven't even had a chance to use it, to be honest. Haven't been stuck. But it's been good, been a lot of fun. But the disadvantages on these, tension, obviously, let me see if you can see it. I got the, let's see if I can get in there and see it. Well, not sure we can. There it is. Let's see. There's a cable which limits the, see if I can zoom in there and see if you can see it. There's a cable there that attaches, and that small cable down there, braided steel, is it limits how far you can turn it. You can pop your track off, etc. You don't want to overturn it, and so some people take those off. It's a safety feature, and I leave that on. But even with the limited amount of turning that you can do on these, if your tension's not set right, you'll get this popping back here. And it could be part of the break-in. I can see the difference between just the way the tracks, I don't know, we've ran it about an hour now, hour and a half basically. You can see that the top part of that has some slack in it. So that needs to be tightened up and adjusted. And I think the track system, there's going to be some maintenance like this constant, I'm guessing. And you can see up front it's a little bit tighter. Don't have popping there, but the rear I do. If I turn too sharp, I get that popping. It's like the track is slipping on the gear. That's the turning radius. You know, you're doing the Austin Powers turn, forward and back, just to turn around in a real tight trail scenario. Not impossible. You just got to be mindful of that. We have a turn that coming into our cabin that's really sharp, and I say it's almost a 90. And I thought for sure this thing wasn't going to be able to do it. It did it. You know, sometimes if I start turning ahead of time, that's something you almost have to anticipate with tracks on sharp turns, is start turning like a trailer. Start turning it a little bit quicker. But man, I'm loving it. And we're going to go out today and try to video some of the stuff it went through that we've been stuck in before up here. And we're going to try to hang out the window there and show you the tracks and what they're going through. We're not going to go in the deep stuff, but give you just a little preview of what this thing can do. I love this machine, I really do. Same respect, I'm not going to go out and try to tear it up. Just gonna, you know, like I said, a lot of the work we're going to be doing, we decided to keep the old one for the real nasty stuff. It's dirty, but you can see up there we got the radio and the stereo. Nothing like going down the road blaring music. It's a fun rig, really is. The other thing I really like is the power bar system that they put up there. I don't know if you can see it back there, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra spots. One's being used for the radio and the light up, or 2 for the light up top. But there's another power bar under the hood, so I'm going to be throwing a ham radio in here, or a CB, I'm not too sure. Depends what the other riders. Not too many of them are hams. A few of them I go with are. But we're going to throw one of those in there and put antennas on the back rack, and it's going to be my fun toy. I don't buy new pickups. I got an old 1995 200,000. I'd rather spend money on something like this for my scenario. The only time I use that truck is going 5 miles to work and coming up here towing a trailer. It does what I need it to do. Up here I use these things a lot. I need reliability. Got to, if I get stuck, I don't have to rely on calling somebody to get me out up here. So I think we're going to enjoy this scenario. I'll enjoy it a lot more once it's paid for. We all know how that is. But we'll talk to you later. I'm going to go out and give you some footage on what it can do. Having four-wheel drive? Well, that crawled right through that muck hole. That's where we got stuck with the two-wheel, right? Or the green one. That was two-wheel with tracks versus four-wheel and getting stuck in the green. That's impressive.
this was a sinkhole.
Somewhere right in here.
Right in front of the tree.
There's a lot of logs in here.
Yeah, I can see one in front of us.
Well, I wanted to point out in that prior clip that that's actually a body of floating water. There, we threw whole trees in there, and our fear was getting stuck under the tracks would dig under the floating logs and trap us in there, and then really sink. So that's kind of where we were. The one thing other that I wanted to point out in the video here is the popping in the tracks. We discovered later that on the new 1000 there's a different gearing range, i.e. that's electronic for the rear end there in the transmission. They got, what is it? It's performance, standard, and work. We had it in standard, which would have been the middle, and performance is made more for speed. And we were, I was looking at that and I thought, I wonder what makes a difference here. And we pushed it up to performance. And granted, we were on a nice, we were going home and we were on a nice trail. Not many big turns, so I was going left to right on it, but no popping whatsoever. So we're gonna have to do another video and see if it's a mismatch on speed there, kind of like a four-wheel drive. I don't know, people that drive the speed mismatch at higher speeds usually get that in a, your tires turn at different speeds, front and rear, on a lot of the vehicles. So hopefully that's all it is, and we'll have to follow through and report back on that once we get it out and play with it a little bit more. Till then, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll probably look at another video here down the road here soon. Take care.